Subject matter registration. If you do not have an approved subject matter, then you are not permitted to lobby City of Toronto public office holders. To register a subject matter, please log into your lobbyist registry account and select Add New Subject Matter. Please note, in each step, the mandatory fields are marked with an asterisk. Step 1. Subject Matter Particulars. First, you need to select up to 3 subject matter categories which are related to the subject you intend to lobby on. Lobby Bylaw Subject Matter Definition. You must select the definition of lobby that applies to your subject matter. For example, if you are speaking about planning and development matters or intend to communicate about your client's goods and services, you would select B. Please note you can only select one. Specific details about decisions or issues to be lobbied. Here is where you enter the specific details regarding what you intend to lobby about. Please provide sufficient details to allow the public to understand what you will be lobbying about, as this information is displayed publicly on the disclosure site. Please note, planning and development matters should include a municipal address. You also need to enter a proposed start date and proposed end date. The proposed start date is the date in which you intend the lobbying to begin. This date cannot be backdated. If lobbying has taken place prior to registering your subject matter, please contact our office at 416-338-5858 and we will advise next steps. The proposed end date must be within 12 months of the start date. Once the end date expires, it can be extended. Please refer to video tutorials for assistance. To select the dates, please use the calendar icon. These buttons control the months. These buttons control the years. To select a date, click the number. Once you have filled in all the mandatory fields, you can proceed by selecting Continue or the step. Step 2. Your client's particulars. This is where you enter your client's information. Once you have filled in all the mandatory fields, please proceed to the next step. Step 3. Other beneficiaries. This is where you would enter in any other beneficiaries that would benefit from the lobbying activity. This may include your client's parent and subsidiary corporations or other related corporations that have a direct interest or stand to benefit from the lobbying activity. If other beneficiaries is selected, please fill out the mandatory fields and select Save Beneficiary after each entry. Step 4. Financial contributors non-governmental. This is where you report all non-government financial contributors of $750 or more during the client's fiscal year preceding this registration that supported the client's lobbying activity. If no fiscal year applies, report funding during the calendar year preceding this registration. If financial contributors non-governmental is selected, please fill out the mandatory fields and select Save Contributor after each entry. Step 5. Government funding. This is where you report any funding that your client received from government sources during the client's fiscal year preceding this registration. If no fiscal year applies, report any government funding received during the calendar year preceding this registration. If government funding is selected, please fill out the mandatory fields and select Save Funding after each entry. Step 6. Grassroots communication methods. This is where you would report if you intend to carry out any grassroots campaigns on behalf of your client. Please note, a grassroots campaign must be approved before the campaign begins. Also, grassroots are approved for a maximum of 2 weeks or 14 days. Please contact our office at 416 338 5858 if you require an extension. If a grassroots campaign is selected, please fill out the mandatory fields and select Save Campaign. Step 7. Optional notes or comments. This is where you can provide any additional notes or comments. This information is not publicly disclosed. Select Review once you have filled out all the information. If there are any mandatory fields missing, the system will highlight the missing information for you to complete before you can proceed. Once you have addressed the missing information, click Review. Review and confirm your information. Here is where you would review your information before submitting the subject matter registration to our office for approval. Review the information you have entered for accuracy. If changes are required, please select Edit next to the appropriate section and make the necessary changes. Please note, after the subject matter is approved, you cannot change the subject matter category, lobby bylaw subject matter definition, or decisions or issues to be lobbied. Once you have confirmed all your information is accurate, select Confirm. Select My Registration to be brought back to the main page of your lobbyist registry dashboard. You can now see your subject matter is under review. You will be notified by email once the update has been approved. It can take up to 24 hours to have your registration approved. If there are any concerns with the registration, a lobbyist registry advisor will be in contact. If you have any questions or require assistance, you can contact our office Monday to Friday, 9 a.m. to 4 p.m., by telephone at 416 338 5858, or by email at lobbyistregistrar@toronto.ca.